This is going to be a long video. I've decided to do it on a really hot day. I'm melting. I don't know how my makeup is still on my face. But yeah, we are going to get into it. Hi, welcome back. My name is Tash for those of you that are new here, and if you just happen to come across this video and clicks on it, then thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you like videos like this. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands here, but I am so hot I feel like I'm going to lose it. I think I'm going to melt before this video is ended. So we've got a lot of products to get through, 38 in fact. So strap in, get a snack, and yeah, I'm going to just get on. So the first products I want to talk about are these two. These came in a set, and these are the Milk Hydro Grip Primers. One's the original and one is the Glowy. I like these. They have hyaluronic acid in, so it's going to really hydrate your skin as well as keeping your foundation in place because they are gripping primers. One thing I will say about these is there are cheaper products out there that do the same thing, so you don't need to spend the money on the Milk Hydro Grips if you don't want to. e.l.f. have great gripping primers. There's another gripping primer coming up that I'm going to be talking about in a moment, and yeah, these are really nice. I'm glad I got them. I'm glad I tried them. Would I consider repurchasing them? I feel like I'd purchase this if they were on sale, which these were. They were on the Sephora sale, so I don't necessarily feel like I need to repurchase the Milk makeup ones. They are a really nice product. They do what they say, but I feel like you can get the same effect for cheaper. Sticking with gripping primers, another product I tried was the new Maybelline Grippy Serum Primer, and this is a 24-hour makeup grip primer with 2% niacinamide. I'm not sure if you guys can see there how much I've used, but I've only had this for a month and I've gone through this much. I love this stuff. This is like my favourite grippy primer that I've ever used. It goes on like a thicker serumy texture, and it doesn't stick like the e.l.f. gripping primers. When you try to blend those into your face, they tend to kind of get really sticky, which is what you want, but they get sticky when you blend them in. This is really nice to be able to blend it into your face, wait 5 minutes, and then it kind of turns sticky and your makeup will last on it all day. I've used this with so many foundations and I love it. It really prolongs the wear time of my foundation. Again, due to having that niacinamide in it, it's going to give you that hydrating effect, and it really does it. It looks really nice and glowy on the skin as well. It has fast become one of my favourite gripping primers and I can't put it down, honestly. This is basically, apart from the Milk makeup products, I've been using this more. This is my favourite. This is the one that I would definitely repurchase. I have 3 foundations that I want to talk to you guys about today, and we are going to start with the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint, and this is in the shade 02. This is a skin tint with a vitamin C derivative. I can get funny about my skin can get quite funny about vitamin C. Some vitamin C's do break me out, so I do have to be careful, but I haven't noticed that with this foundation, and I'm pretty sure it's in the other foundation that I want to talk about today. For a skin tint, this gives a really nice medium coverage. I wish the shade was a little bit lighter because this is a bit deep on me, but because it's skin tint, again, I can just kind of drag it down my neck and all is well. But I do wish there was a shade up from this. But what I wanted to say was, paired with the Maybelline Grippy Primer, I actually wore this for 12 hours. Granted, it wasn't as hot a day as it is today, and my makeup still looked pretty good towards that end of the day. So these two, oh well, I feel like this works so well with like all the foundations that I've tried this month, but these two work really, really well. Now this wears down really well as well, so it's not going to break up or go really cakey or anything like that on me, so it just wears off, if that makes sense, kind of fades, which is what I prefer than a kind of breaky, cakey. Nobody likes that. But I really, really like this foundation. In fact, spoiler alert, I like all the foundations that I've tried so far. The next foundation is the L'Oreal Infallible 32-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. And again, this has vitamin C in it, but I haven't broken out, which is really cool. I can't use that Drunk Elephant vitamin C, that breaks me out. And I think there was a Murad vitamin C that broke me out really badly. So I do have to be careful with products with vitamin C in, but this is a really nice medium to full coverage foundation. My shade is in 015 Neutral. Again, I wish I'd gone for the shade 10 because this is a little deep on me, to be honest. This is a really nice medium to full coverage foundation, but a little bit does go a really long way. I feel like if you go a little bit overboard even, it's going to give you that kind of cakey effect. So just be aware of that, but a little bit of this goes a long way and it does give a really nice finish. Now it claims to be up to 32 hours wear. I haven't tested that. I'm sure there is somebody in the world that wants a 32 72-hour wear foundation. I'm not judging, but that's not me. So it kind of gives a matte but not flat finish to your skin. I'd say maybe more matte verging on like a satin finish. But yeah, this covers really well. It's great for days where I want more coverage. And yeah, I just wish I went for a lighter shade. Story of my life. The last foundation that I want to talk about today is the NYX Professional Makeup. The NYX Professional Makeup, bear with me, Blur. And this is a blurring tint foundation. Again, it claims to be a tint, so I thought this was going to be a light coverage. This is in shade 2 Fair, which makes me wonder if there's shade 1, because again, I have a similar problem with this where it is slightly too deep. It's good for my face, but a bit deep on my neck, but I've managed to like drag it down. I'm going to be honest here and say this is everything I wanted the newer Huda Beauty foundation to be. It's matte, it's medium coverage, and it's quite a thicker formula for what they are calling a tint. I wouldn't, if you're looking for like a natural tint, I'd maybe not go for this because it gives more of a matte medium coverage. It's the foundation that I'm wearing today, and I am wearing a powder on top of it as well because it is super hot and this makeup needs to last. It does say on here that it is a medium coverage matte blurred finish, and I completely agree with that. It's just the word tint threw me off, and I thought it was going to be a bit lighter than what I expected. But yeah, this does give a really beautiful blurring effect to the skin. It wears beautifully throughout the day, especially with the powder that I'm pairing it with at the moment, which I'm going to be talking about soon. And I feel like this is getting empty already, and I would definitely repurchase. So I've had really good luck with foundation so far. Let's move on to concealers. The first concealer that I tried out these last few months was the L'Oreal Paris Infallible 24-Hour More Than a Concealer. And this is a really nice concealer. It gives really good coverage to the skin. It is a bit of a heavier concealer, so if you're not into that Tarte Shape Tape kind of heavy consistency, you might not like this. But if you do like a good full coverage a good medium to full coverage concealer, then this might be for you. It didn't crease on me. I don't really have many concealers crease on me, which I feel like I'm quite lucky with because I'm 40. They tend to crease more on my eyelids when I'm like prepping my eyelids than they do under my eyes, but this didn't crease on me at all. I'd say it's no Tarte Shape Tape, but it is pretty good. Like, I would definitely have this in my collection again if I were to run out. The shade I have is Cool Rose, so it's slightly pink toned, which I like for like, because I have quite dark circles, so kind of colour correction, that kind of thing. But yeah, I feel like I'm on a winning streak with foundations and concealers so far because I really like that one. The next concealer that I've got here to show you is the Collection Lasting Perfection Ultra Cover Concealer with an XL applicator, and it lasts up to 16 hours. So this is great for like a really good brightening moment. This is like my favourite brightening concealer. It's super pale, which you will see in the swatch. I need something like that for my under eyes if I want to go quite bright. I am myself a piece of paper. So yes, my shade is in 2C Porcelain Cool. I could have gone down a shade and got something a little deeper. I wouldn't go any lighter than 2C Porcelain Cool personally, because this is really, really pale. I would say, although this says it's an ultra full coverage concealer with an XL applicator and hydrating ingredients to give long-lasting crease-proof coverage, it's also vegan suitable. I would say this is crease proof, but I would say it's more of a medium coverage on me, and that's probably because it's lighter than my skin tone. And also I have super like dark circles right under here, and they are almost impossible to cover half the time. So I think this concealer does really well. I would repurchase it. It's great. It's a great brightening moment. So yeah, moving on to my last concealer. This is the Rimmel, the Multitasker Concealer. And this is by far my favourite concealer out of the three. I do feel like it's a thicker consistency, but once you blend it out, it doesn't look as heavy as a Shape Tape can for some people. So if you're looking for a full coverage concealer that's not going to look as heavy as Shape Tape, then maybe try this one out. To say from what I've tried from the drugstore so far, they are killing it with concealers. Like, I like all three of these. You know, I do have my favourites, but they are doing a really good job. I have one powder to share with you today, and it is the Collection Blurring Powder Colour Correcting, and it instantly blurs and smooths skin. And this is what the powder looks like. It's basically white with like some peachy blue tones in there to help colour correct. I'm not convinced by the colour correcting aspect of this, but what I do like is this does blur. It gives a really beautiful blurring soft effect. This is the powder that I'm wearing today, and it does give a really beautiful effect to the skin. It is a thinner, lightweight formula, but the thing is it does leave a slight white cast to it, so just be aware of that, especially if you're any darker than me. I tend to use this a beauty blender and kind of pat this into my skin and then like dust it off with a brush. This is not my favourite powder to use under my eyes. I do like it, I'm wearing it today, and I do feel like it gives a really nice blurred effect under the eyes, but with some concealers, and I think it might be the concealer or sometimes how dry my under eyes are and everything, it does look a little bit dry sometimes, but you know, today it's looking okay, so I'll give it a pass. But I really like this powder, I can't put it down. I've used quite a lot of it already. Like I said, although this claims to be colour correcting, I don't personally see that, to be honest. I feel like it's too light to be colour correcting. It's just kind of like a translucent-y white powder, but it does give a really nice effect to the skin, and it helps prolong your makeup, which is what I like on a hot summer's day like this. So far, all these products have really impressed me, but we are going to get on to one that I used once and never again. Like, never again. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 3-Second Mist. 36-hour, no transfer. What can I tell you about this? This is hairspray. It's literal hairspray. It smells like hairspray. It burns your eyes like hairspray. It's absolutely awful for me, and it burnt my skin. And God help you if you open your eyes while you're spraying this by accident, or just like squint or something like a bit too early, then your eyes are going to sting for days. I really dislike this stuff. I would not repurchase this. The time that I did use it, it did help to make my makeup last, but you know what? I'd rather it was just melting off my face than use this again. So this was an absolute fail for me. Another product that I got in the Sephora sale was the Sephora face palette, and this is in the shade light to medium. You've got a situation where you've got a bronzer, highlighter and 2 blushes. Firstly, the packaging feels quite substantial. Like, it's really nice thicker plastic packaging. I feel like I could travel with this and it's not going to break on me. The products are really nice. Like, the 2 blushes are lovely. I like mixing the orange and the pink. I like doing this. I've done it with the NYX Buttermelt blushes as well, where I'm mixing the orange and the pink together and combining the two to have like an ombre blush. I really like that effect. The bronzer is quite warm, but I can get it to work. And the highlighter is a bit, what can I say? Gonna blow your socks off. It's a really nice glow from within. So if I'm just traveling down to my mum's and stuff and I just want something quick to take, I'd definitely use this. I use the highlighter, but the highlighter is my least favorite part of this product. I feel like the blushes are really nice, like summery colors as well, so I feel like I'm going to get a lot of use out of this throughout the summer. The one thing I will say is I can't get it open again, but the orange blush, this is really pigmented. You just need to tap your brush in and you're going to get a load of color. The pink shade is still pigmented, but less pigmented than the orange, so just be careful with that orange shade if you decide to get this. The next blush I tried is actually the first product I've tried from this brand, and I wanted to try this brand forever. Not necessarily since they were on Amazon, because I didn't really like the stuff they came out with on Amazon, but since they've gone to Sephora and rebranded and everything, I've been more interested in their products. This here is the Haus Labs, I can't read that, Colour Fuse blush, and this is in Pomelo Peach, and this is the blush that I am wearing today, if it's still on, because I feel like my makeup is melting off a bit. But yeah, this is a really nice kind of neutral peachy blush. It is a soft matte formula, and it just gives a really nice kind of matte smooth look on the skin. Great paired with that blurring powder as well. And yeah, this is a really kind of decent blush. I wouldn't say it's like completely blown me away, but I would actually go ahead and purchase more. I kind of want to try the hot pink blush that they've come out with. So I am looking forward to trying more from this brand, and this blush is really, really nice. The next blush I want to show you is from Sephora again. So Sephora collection is doing really well. It's the Colourful blush, and it's in Morning Blaze, and these are the blush glazes. These are beautiful. If you wanted to like the Rare Beauty blushes, but they were blushes. That was a weird way to say it. If you liked the Rare Beauty blushes, you didn't like how highlighty they were, let's say. These are kind of like a hybrid between a blush and a highlighter, but they're not as in your face as the Rare Beauty. Of course, if you've got a lot of texture on your skin, or anybody, or for anyone really, everybody kind of has a little bit of texture, it will show a little bit. So if that's not your thing, then probably avoid these, but it's nowhere near like the Rare Beauty blushes. I'm really into this. I kind of want to get more shades of it. This hot coral again is going to be great for summer, and yeah, I'm so impressed with Sephora so far. Last blush, well, I guess this could have gone in the face palette category, but this is the Charlotte Tilbury Soulmates face palette in Pillow Talk and Flawless Pink. First of all, like, can we just talk about, like, the packaging is insane. It looks a lot nicer in real life than it does online, I'll have to say, and it is like quite weighty as well, so that's really good considering how much these cost. Again, I waited for the Sephora sale to kick in, and that's when I got mine around my birthday. You open it up and you've got your blush and your powder. So this is a slightly pink powder, so I love to use this under my eyes. Again, gives a bit of colour correcting to those dark circles and sets my concealer beautifully. And then you get this really gorgeous kind of matte pink blush. This is actually really pretty, and this is the first thing I've wanted from Charlotte Tilbury in a while. Again, a bit like the Haus Labs, it goes on nice, smooth, doesn't look too heavy on the cheeks. And the powder is the airbrush powder, which I do really like anyway. I decluttered it because I ran out of it, but I do need to buy some more. But this tone of airbrush powder, even though it's slightly pink on me, it is really, really nice under the eyes. So that's definitely a winner. I can't say I'd repurchase this because I think they're limited edition, but if I were to one day run out, which I don't think I will, then yeah, I would definitely go out and repurchase. Oh, it's getting too hot. Okay, right, so I have 3 highlighters to talk to you guys about today, and the first one is going to be from REM Beauty, and this is the Mama Earth highlighter. Again, got it in the Sephora sale around my birthday. There's a common theme going on here, and this is the green shade. Now, swatched, this is not really anything much to look at, but on the cheeks it somehow comes to life. Again, like, it's not in your face, but it is quite glowy. Like, it kind of surprised me actually. So although it's like not my favourite highlighter because it doesn't, you can't see it from space basically, I like to be a disco ball. I'd like to try the purple one and maybe the champagne. This is the first product I've tried from REM Beauty, and I do really like it. It has surprised me. It's not my favourite, but I do like it. Moving on to the highlighter I have on my face today, if you can see, if it's still kind of on there. This is the Bella Beaute Bar highlighter in Skin of a Killer, and this is a sparkly, in your face, see from space. What I've just described there is everything you love in a highlighter, then this is for you. If that's everything you absolutely hate, you don't like any sparkles or like micro glitters or anything, then stay away from this. But this is a beautiful highlighter. It has that like really wet look to the skin with the sparkles. Yeah, this is just absolutely fabulous. Probably my favourite highlighter that I've tried in the months so far. Now, before we go on to talk about this, if you wonder where I get my products from, I actually went to Black Moon Cosmetics website and bought this. It took weeks to come, but that's not their fault. It was the shipping and staying in customs for a while. For EU folks or folks who live in the UK, then Black Moon Cosmetics has just become available, well, some of their products, a selection of their products has just become available on Monolith Shop. So that's really cool. I just wanted to let you guys know that. This is like a translucent highlighter with a purple sheen to it, and again, when swatched, a bit like the REM, it doesn't look like much, but once it goes on the cheeks it comes to life and it looks stunning, especially paired with a pink blush, like a bright pink blush. It looks gorgeous, or even like a lilac-y lavender. It's just a really beautiful highlighter. I love this. Can't wait to try more Black Moon Cosmetics products. I've got a few that I'm going to be talking about along the way that I bought around my birthday. Again, that theme. But yeah, this is a really beautiful highlighter, and I'd love to try some more. Okay, so my camera cut off, and so has my headroom, unfortunately, and I can't sort it out because it's behind my desk, and because my ring light is in between a wall and a desk and I can't get through. So this is turning into a day, I've got to tell you. I tried quite a few eyeshadow palettes in the last few months and I definitely want to give you my thoughts on them. The first one being the Dede Signature Chromebook Volume 2. Now I don't have the Volume 1, so this is the first Dede Signature product that I've tried. I'll show you this. Look how beautiful this is. It is just so shifty, multi-chromes, duochromes, everything. I'm actually wearing this shade and this shade from the palette on my eyes today, and it's mixed with something from another palette as well. I love this palette. It is so special. It gives really beautiful, you can get really beautiful looks from it. One thing I will say is some of these shades, like a lot of indie palettes, they can be a little bit flaky, but I just use a glitter glue, and if you can, tap the product in with your finger. I have nails, so I just use the glitter glue and hope for the best with a brush. The only shadow that gave me hassle was this darker shadow. I'm actually wearing it underneath. I'm wearing a different shadow, which is basically the same colour on in my outer corner and through my crease. But this shade, Courtier, went on a little bit patchy and I struggled to blend it a little bit, but I got there eventually. But I just decided this time I'll go for a different shade because it kind of got on my nerves after a while. So yeah, apart from that one shade, this palette is absolutely beautiful and I can't wait to try more from Dede Signature. There are a lot of new brands that I've tried recently, and that's because of Monolith Shop EU. They have so many indie brands that we couldn't get before, or that the shipping would be astronomical. So if you are looking for indie palettes, I would really recommend looking at Monolith Shop EU. Okay, next palette I tried back in February. This was the Morally Grey Eyeshadow and Pressed Pigment palette by Bella Beaute Bar. Firstly, this packaging is so cute. This is what it looks like inside. It's all kind of like muted pinks and greys. Again, a few flaky shades in here in the shimmers, but just use your finger or and a glitter primer and you should be good to go. And I would recommend with a lot of these palettes, especially a lot of these indie palettes, I did my eye makeup first today before I did the rest of my face, just to prevent all that glitter fallout kind of going all over your face. This is a stunning palette, but this shade in the middle is so stunning. I don't know if you can see there, but it goes kind of from a pink to a gold. Really pretty. The only little snag about this palette, and it isn't a huge thing, is I wish this grey was easy to build up. I feel like as you blend it, it kind of blends away. So my advice on that one would be to just like tap, 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 and only kind of blend the edges where you need to blend. Because if you go in with a big old brush, I feel like this just blends away. But that's the only kind of, it's not even a negative, like really, but it's the only negative I have to say about this palette. But it is a really beautiful palette. I thought they did really well for Valentine's Day. And of course the highlighter that I showed you earlier was part of this collection. So Morally Grey is a book thing, I believe. I don't read fiction books. I'm like a big non-fiction reader, so I'm not into like all these romanticies, all that stuff. Cool, it's really cool if you are, but it's just not my thing. I love a good non-fiction moment. So, but I think they did a really nice job with this palette. But I think they did, overall, I think they did a really nice job with this palette. And yeah, I'm glad to have it in my collection. The next palette that I've been playing with and I haven't been able to put down is this. This is the Vintage Neutrals palette, and this is by Artitude Cosmetics, soon becoming one of my favourite brands. I've now got 2 of their palettes and I love them both. I've got the Metamorph as well. But this one, I mean, you can see, I don't know if you can see there, but I haven't been able to put this down. It is stunning. Like, I've really dipped into this shade here, this shade here, this shade here, all the shimmers, because I'm a big shimmer lover. But the mattes are absolute perfection. They blend in like a dream, they blend out like a dream. I like to layer kind of like this fun orange kind of colour, like yellowed orange colour here, and then put this in the crease, and then this on top, and then this on the lid, and it just makes a really nice kind of sunsetty kind of vibe. I wouldn't call this a neutral palette. I'd call this like colourful with a couple of neutrals thrown in. I feel like it is a really nice colourful palette. That's the only thing I'd say, is it's not really neutral, but that doesn't matter. Like, the formula is so good though. I really am impressed with Artitude Cosmetics and I want to try more of their palettes. On to another Valentine's release now. This is the Lovers palette by Cosmic Beauty was Cosmic Brushes. I think it's still Cosmic Brushes on Instagram and on their website, but they're Cosmic Beauty, I think. For me, again, beautiful palette. It's a much more like subdued colour story, I feel, which I like. I like the variation. I just feel like you have your pops of deeper shades, but it's more like pastel and mid-tone, I think, which is what I'm trying to say. The last two palettes I showed you and this one, I can make standalone palettes. The next palette I struggle with. But this is a standalone palette for me because I can use these pastels as inner corner highlights. Cosmic Beauty has a great formula. They not let me down so far. So yeah, that's the Cosmic Beauty Lovers palette. And I think it is still available, even though it was a Valentine's release. So if you like the look of this colour story, then you might want to check it out. First off, this next palette, I want to say is an exceptionally beautiful palette. The artwork is stunning. It's the Blend Bunny Beauty Below, and this is like their kind of sister palette to the Lure palette, and this is what it looks like inside. So you've got a lot of mid-tones and deeper tones. Now the only thing with this is it's not a standalone palette for me. I feel like I have to bring something in, which I don't mind. I have like a big collection, so I can bring other palettes or use like highlighters as an inner corner highlight or something to finish off the look. But yeah, the first couple of times I used this, I struggled because of how pigmented the palette was, which I'm usually okay with Blend Bunny palettes, but I don't know. I think maybe I was having an off day or something, because the second time I used this, the look came out really well. So I think it's just me having an off day. But this is stunning and I can't wait to use it with the Lure. I actually haven't used the Lure palette yet because life got in the way and it's just sitting in my cabinet. So I think I might pair these two and see what looks I can come up with. But this is the Blend Bunny, but again, this is the Blend Bunny Beauty Below palette. It's a magnetic palette. They are doing magnetized palettes now, and it is really weighty as well, which I quite like. It makes it feel really substantial. Last but not least on the palette front, I have the Harvest of Souls palette, and this is by Fantasy Cosmetica. Again, this is a palette I have used and abused all month, and I've come up with several different looks. It is a stunning palette. I've wanted this. This is actually their Halloween release from last year, and I've wanted this for so long. I only recently just got this, picked this up from Monolith, and I love it. I love this shade here called Poison. I love placing it in my inner corner, bright pop of kind of like yellowy green in the inner corner. Stunning. But one thing I will say, after trying this Fantasy Cosmetica palette, like this is the first Fantasy Cosmetica product I've tried, this is my favourite. I think this might be my favourite eyeshadow formula that I've ever tried. It was so easy to work with. The shimmers sparkled, the mattes blended. It's just really stunning. And the colour story is really stunning, but the formula blew me away. Expect me to get more Fantasy Cosmetica palettes in the future. So I have no duds with the eyeshadow palettes, which obviously I'm really happy with, because eyeshadow palettes can be expensive and you don't want any duds. So I want to shout out an eyeliner. This is the Makeup Forever Aqua Resist Colour Pencil. I had this for a while and never tried it because I heard like people not liking it and it didn't last, so I wasn't really like running to use it or anything. But I have to say, I used it and I have watery eyes pretty much, especially like in allergy season. I don't really have allergies, but when the pollen's really, really high, even my eyes like struggle. This is in the shade Graphite, and when I tell you this lasts on my waterline all day, it really does last on my waterline all day. It like doesn't really, it barely fades. It's a really nice eyeliner. It glides on the waterline really nicely. There's no tugging or anything like that. It's a really nice smooth formula. So I just wanted to give this eyeliner a shout out. That's not the only eyeliner I tried these last few months. These next two are from e.l.f. and they are the Smoky Kohl eyeliners. Now these were £3 granted. They're in the shade Sky High and Limelight. But even when I pay £3, I still want something kind of decent. And these aren't. They're kind of like hard and waxy feeling on the skin, and the green one doesn't show up on the waterline at all. It just kind of makes me look like I have like jaundice or something on my waterline, if that makes sense. And the blue one kind of shows up, but it's no like Prance from Colourpop or anything like that. I just prefer the Colourpop coloured eyeliners over these. I think they're really good. I've had mine for a couple of years. They haven't dried out. These feel like they've dried out already, so I would not recommend these if I'm honest with you. £3 or not, don't waste your money. I've got 3 mascaras to show you today, and I have to say I also had a bit of a bad time with mascaras this past few months. So I've got the Maybelline Colossal Bubble Mascara. When I tell you, this has like one of those like plasticky brushes, which I kind of like usually. I don't mind like a natural brush or a plastic bristle mascara. What I want is volume and length. That's all I'm looking for in a mascara, is volume and length and to hold a curl. This doesn't do any of those things. Like, I just feel like I couldn't see this on my lashes at all. It kind of coats them, but you don't notice, if you know what I mean. Like, you'd have to build up and build up. But I tried that as well, and it just didn't look good at all. I don't like this mascara, unfortunately, and yeah, you can't really pass mascaras on, so probably going to end up decluttering it. Even worse than that though, the Makeup Revolution Wrap Lash Mega Extension and Volume Tubing Mascara. I was really looking forward to this. I haven't ever tried a mascara from Makeup Revolution, I don't think. I've tried a lot of their stuff, but not a mascara. And I was looking forward to trying this, especially as it's a tubing mascara. I like tubing mascaras. You've not heard of it, but tubing mascara, it kind of coats your lashes, and then like when you go to wash it off, you just wash it off with warm water and the little tubes come off. It's quite cool, or freaky, or creepy, if it depends on who you are. Again, this is a plastic bristle brush, but this is such a wet formula. I prefer kind of in between wet and dry, but this is really wet and it just clumped up my lashes, and it didn't seem to like dry down for ages, and it just smudged. It was just an awful mess. So once again, the packaging is really cool. Good job on the packaging, but the formula itself, it's just a no from me. Out of the 3 mascaras I've tried these last few months, I do have one winner, and that is the mascara that I'm wearing today. And that is the Panorama Mascara by L'Oreal. Again, it's got a nice wand plastic bristled brush. This gives me volume, it gives me length, and it keeps a curl. And that's all I want from a mascara. It doesn't smudge on me, unless my eyes water really badly, and sometimes I get a little bit here. But apart from that, and that's easy to clean up, it doesn't go flake on me or smudge on me or anything like that. And it doesn't clump up my lashes like the other one does. It doesn't not do anything like the Maybelline one. So this is definitely a winner for me as far as mascaras go, and I've already repurchased it because this is on its last legs. I have an empty to share with you, and I need to repurchase this because I went through this so quickly. I had this in my collection for quite a long time, and again, like I said, life got in the way, so I didn't get to try it out. But this is the NYX Thick It Stick It brow thickening brow mascara, and yeah, this is incredible. Look how gunky mine is and dried out. It's got like basically no product left in here. That's how much when I started using it, I loved it. This really can fluff up your brows. You can get that fluffy brow look if you like that. Or it just coats your brows and makes them look like kind of individually like slightly thicker. And also like it helps them stay in place without feeling like hairspray on your brows. I need to get another one of these ASAP because I'm missing this. I'm not wearing it today because basically the product is just like gunky now. So if you're looking for a brow mascara that gives you that nice fluffy look and keeps your eyebrows in place, then I would definitely check this out. Okay guys, so we are on home stretch. We literally have 8 products to go, and I'm going to start with lip balms. I've got 3 lip balms that I want to talk to you about today, and the first one is Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. This is absolutely beautiful. This is my second tube. I've got the Cocoa Creme. This is the Creme Brulee. This is a beautiful lip treatment. I have disgusting trashed dry lips. I bite my lips, I have high anxiety, so I bite my lips a lot. I lick them a lot. Like anything that's really bad and drying for your lips, like that's what I do. So when I tried this, I use it and I can go without using lip balm for 2 days. I'm not even joking. My lips are like pillowy soft for 2 days. I don't know what magic this is because I've never had a lip balm do that to me before, but this is an amazing product, and I kind of want all of the flavours. I prefer it over the Summer Fridays formula. I do like that formula, but I don't love it as much as the Ole Henriksen, because that one just is magic. This little thing featured in my what I'm packing to go to my mum's video, and this is the Laneige Cotton Candy overnight lip sleeping mask. I love Laneige lip sleeping mask. There's not much else to say about it because I've tried so many flavours. They do really well as an overnight sleep lip mask. It's great for using as like prep before you want to do your makeup as well. It does make my lips feel really nice and pillowy and soft. So I do love the Laneige formula, and this Cotton Candy one is no exception. A lip balm that is new to me and newish to the drugstore is the Oh My Gloss Butter Me Up Lip Butter Balm, and it has squalane and peptides. This surprised me. This is in the shade Red Velvet, and when I tell you it smells like, oh, it smells delicious. It smells like vanilla cake frosting. I think it's meant to smell like red velvet. But this is really good. Like, I used this and it lasted on my lips. I used this and it did make my lips feel really nice and soft. And I love it again for prep before putting on a lipstick. Yeah, Rimmel, I'm really impressed with this as a drugstore lip balm. Usually they tend to dry me out, and this one, I guess because it's got the peptides and the squalane in there, it doesn't do that at all. So I've had really good luck with lip balms these past few months. Sticking with Rimmel, I bought the Rimmel Lasting Finish Matte Lipsticks in the shades Chestnut Rose and Mauve Bliss. Mauve Bliss is the one I've been wearing the most. I don't know if you can kind of see in there. It's worn down a little bit. Absolutely love it. They last really well, obviously, until you eat, and then you kind of have to reapply. But they lasted 4 hours on me without needing to reapply before I ate. And then this one is Chestnut Rose, which I haven't used as much, but it is the one that I'm wearing today. It doesn't feel like my lips are really dry, even though it's a matte formula. It feels really nice and smooth, actually, and I would like to try more colours of these. So I do really love these lip colours. Okay, I am very conscious about my battery right now, so I've got like 6 products to go, so let's see if we can make it. I've got 2 Sinister Satin lipsticks from Black Moon Cosmetics. And if you don't know what the Sinister Satin come like, they come in these little cardboard coffin boxes, which is really cute, and then the lipstick comes in there, and then these are your lipsticks. So I got the shades Hellraiser, which is a really nice kind of like deep blue. Oh, someone's doing their gardening. And then we have the Fog, which is like a really deep dark plum colour. These are stunning, beautiful lipsticks. Again, you do have to reapply. They do last pretty well up until you eat. I would naturally pair them with a darker lip liner, just for more longevity. But can we also talk about the Black Moon Cosmetics packaging? It's just so cute, so pretty. Then I want to talk about their liquid to matte formula. I've been looking for a good matte lipstick because I'm still not over 2016 for a while, because Too Faced discontinued their melted mattes, which is my favourite lip formula. This is now my new favourite lip formula. It isn't drying on the lips. It actually has a slight tack left to it, not like anything like too horrible and sticky. This lasts all day, even when I eat. It lasts really well, and I can reapply it without it going all like chalky and crumbly and everything. So I really like this formula. I can't wait to buy more of these. I hope the other lipsticks are the same good formula as the one that I've just tried. This is in the shade Gloom. I think it's Bones that I want to get next. But yeah, it's just a really good liquid to matte formula. Really comfortable, and I kind of am praying for matte lips to make a bit of a comeback because it's all shiny lips, and I like shiny lips as much as the other person, but I do love a matte lip, even though I have really dry lips. Another brand I tried this month is Unearthly. It was just a lip pencil. Well, it's not just a lip pencil. It's the Unearthly lip pencil in Cursed, and this is like a really good lip liner. It goes really well with this this liquid to matte lipstick from Black Moon, or even Stone from MAC. It's just like a really nice kind of like neutral brown shade. Again, really nice formula. I haven't tried any of the palettes from Unearthly, which I need to like get on that. But I do like this lip liner formula. It's not too creamy, but it doesn't tug too much either. It's like Goldilocks, it's just right. So yeah, this is a really nice lip liner. My Colourpop lip liners were my favourite, but they keep just breaking on me, even with the newer ones. I am kind of looking into other lip liners, and this is definitely a contender for the Colourpop ones. Right, the last thing I want to talk about is something that I'm not like super, I mean, I love fragrances, but I am not like a fragrance connoisseur, if you know what I mean. So if I don't explain this right, I've got my notes here and everything, but if I don't explain this right, then please forgive me. I tried the Sabrina Carpenter trio. This is Sweet Tooth, Cherry Baby, and Caramel Dream. I just got like these little samples because I love little samples like this. I think the set cost me about like £15. I like to get little sets like this to try perfumes out, because, and they're great for your handbag as well, but also like if you're not going to like it, then you haven't just spent a load of money and blind bought a perfume. Let's start with Sweet Tooth. This features notes of chocolate, marshmallow, coconut milk and sugared musk. And then you've got Caramel Dream. This features notes of almond milk, freesia, sugared lemon, orange zest, dark chocolate, bean, amber and patchouli musks. And then you have Cherry Baby. And Cherry Baby has cherry and dark chocolate and musk. I have to say, I read really good things about these and I'm really disappointed. No, these are a really weak perfume on me. They're like a weak body spray. They smell nice, but they last about 5 minutes. My favourite out of all of them is probably Cherry Baby. It does have that really nice cherry note to it, almost kind of like a boozy dark chocolate cherry, like a cherry liqueur. But again, it lasts 5 minutes on me. And then Caramel Dream is strong and pleasant. It's got patchouli in it, which I don't necessarily always, my body doesn't always necessarily agree with patchouli. But it smells fine. It's kind of citrusy and zesty with a slight hint of like sugar. It's really nice for the first 5 minutes and then it's gone. And then you have Sweet Tooth. This is for you like kind of marshmallowy sweet lovers out there. I mean, it does just smell like cotton candy and marshmallow mixed together. So it's pleasant. I mean, if you don't like gourmand fragrances, you probably aren't going to like these anyway, or sweet fragrances. I do. I like to smell like a 12-year-old girl for some reason. But personally, I'm going to pass these on and see if someone else can get use out of them and make them last on them, because I just feel like they're wasted on me as they only last 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm quite disappointed, but I'm glad I didn't go and buy a larger bottle. The next product I want to talk about is also the last product, and it is again a perfume, and this time it's from Kayali, and this is the Fleur Majesty Rose Royale 31. Now this perfume I can get behind. So let me tell you the notes first. It says mandarin, orange, juicy pear, sweet peach, magnolia, white peony, rose, centifolia, violet wood, vetiver, vanilla praline and musk. Again, I'm not the best at fragrance descriptions, but this reminds me so much of like with the rose and the violet paired with those fruity kind of florals. It just reminds me of Turkish Delight, like a really posh Turkish Delight. I don't like Turkish Delight. Well, I don't like the taste of it. The smell of it is really nice, but I wouldn't, it kind of tastes like soap, which is weird because I like Parma Violets and a lot of people say they taste. Anyway, I've got a whole load of Kayali fragrances now. I love all of them that I've tried so far. The only one that I couldn't wear was Pistachio Yum. For some reason the pistachio went a bit weird on me and it just didn't work, so I gave that to Sam. But this Rose Royale, this Fleur Majesty Rose Royale, it is strong. A little goes a long way. So if you don't like strong, kind of almost overpowering fragrances, then I would definitely not go and blind buy this. But if you like a true rose mixed in with those fruity numbers and like fruity numbers, sounded so weird. If you like a true rose mixed in with like those fruits and that violet, then I would definitely try this out. And again, it comes in little bottles. I think I got this for like £22 after my Sephora gift card. The bottle itself is stunning. The top looks like a gem, catches the light beautifully. But yeah, it's just a really beautiful perfume, and that is my winner. Okay, how do I look? Oh, sweaty. You know what? That powder really keeps the oils at bay. Although I feel sweaty underneath my makeup, I don't necessarily look it. But anyway, that is my review roundup for the last few months. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry it was quite long. I tried to be as fast as I could. Now let me know down below, have you tried any of these products? What's your favourite? What did you like? What did you like? What did you not like? Do you agree or disagree with me on some of these products? But please be kind and respectful to each other down in the comments, and to me as well. At the end of the day, we're all people and that's just makeup. Anyway, I will see you guys in my next one.